So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to cover off a video that's leapfrogging off of the back of the one I did on grunt tubes, my opinion on calling and grunt calling, my personal experience with it. Yours may differ than mine. That's what traditional bow hunting is all about. Today I'm going to cover off rattling. Now, I've heard, even just in the last week, I heard a couple of bucks kind of going at it pretty hard. And this is by no means a product endorsement. These are two sheds. This is actually a pair of rattling antlers I made for our youngest daughter. And if you noticed, I have cut the brow tines off here. That's so my hands don't get collide with them and get cut up and dinged up, and I can, utilize them a little bit better. So I filed the brow tines down after I cut them off for some safety. I like natural antlers. I use sheds. I've used them great. I think over the years, I probably had a lot of opportunities rattling in a couple of properties that was much larger farmland than the dense cover I actually hunt now. It's about 15, 16 years ago, and successfully took 2 deer in a row using rattling antlers. And it was just a really high density area. It worked really well for me here. And you could see them coming a long ways off, right? And kind of get set up a little bit more for them. And I got into rattling back in the late 80s, actually. And one of my mentors in hunting in general, Murray, was an old fella that actually taught me the hunter safety course here in Ontario. And when he got older, the only bow he could draw was a 45-pound. He was a small, frail man, former Canadian infantryman here, but he could still draw at 80, I think it was 82 the last time I took him out, this Stotler recurve that was 45 pounds, and that was his old Stotler. And still hunted with Pearson deadheads, the same broadheads he used when he was younger. He said, they worked then, why don't they work now? And he said, we're going to try something new out. He had gone down to hunt whitetails in Texas, bow hunt for them there, and he brought back the rattling thing. And I used to rattle for him, and he actually took his last deer with me rattling for him. We had 2 different bucks come in that day. It was pretty exciting for me. I'd never done that before. This is my opinion on the use of them now, though. Just like the fight I heard last week, it was pretty short and sweet. A lot of folks will bang them together constantly. I like that natural bone contact you get out of au naturel, so to speak, sheds and things like that. I know folks that use rattling bags and things like that. This is what I've used. You may have your own experiences, and please put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. But this is what I generally have heard. I heard it just last week. Might start off with a subtle grunt, so you might hear like a erp, and then grunt, grunt, grunt. And that was about it. Now, the length of time can vary. Most of the time, you'll hear a bit of a clash, but not a real big smash. I don't like smashing them together really, really hard. I like have them collide and then lock up. So they're in that shoving match. And you can intersperse a couple little soft grunt calls in there. That's about as far and as long as I'll go, because what I want to do is get their attention and draw their attention. Now, I'm going to say that I have never taken a buck rattling out of a tree stand. It's always been ground hunting or still hunting. And I like that because it provides flexibility, especially if I can see the animal coming, if I have enough open terrain, and I can make a little bit of an adjustment for that shot. One of the most exciting still hunt spot and stalks I ever got was after I'd rattled one into 60 yards, and he put the brakes on and stood there for 20 minutes. He didn't move. And then he started feeding along a fence line. It took about another hour and 15 minutes to intercept him and get a shot. It was the most exciting thing ever. It was like, it had come together, but it took almost 3 years of doing that and a bunch of failures in the same type of thing I'd had happen before. In the same kind of open farmland with some scrub and fence lines like I'm sitting on the edge of now. So with anything, it's all time, opportunity, and as they say, I talk about this in their boot camp for still hunting and stalking and even tree stand use, any type of deer hunting. It's all about time, location, and control. The control part is your shooting, where you have control of that space, wherever your distance is, your effective lethal range. And the space is, of course, you know, I actually thought I heard a deer running in. The space, of course, or that location, of course, is you're being aware of where the deer are traveling so you can get ready to shoot. And of course, the time is just timing with hunting. It's a little bit of lady luck shining on you, right? So try it out. I hope it works for you. That's my experience. Really, I don't do more than one collision, and that I really let them lock up. And then I release it, maybe a little soft grunt, and then I sit and get my bow ready. Like I said, handful of deer over the years. Same thing with grunt tubes. Could be because I don't use it a whole lot, don't utilize it a whole lot. That could be part of it. But good luck to you. Hope everyone's having a great deer season. Cheers.